Welcome to episode 5 of Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? Lynn, can you believe we're at 5 already?
Yes, we did it.
We did it, y'all.
We did
so
it.
if you've been here before and if you've been with us from day one, welcome back. We appreciate you and thank you. And if you have not been here before, this show is for the grown and sexy. So if you're not 18 and up, get out.
Bye.
This show is also not for the faint of heart, so if you can't stomach the truth, just put us on mute because we could actually use the streams. I'm your host, Gwen.
And I'm your host, Lynn. And let's deep dive right into ear hustling, where we keep our ears to the street so you do not have to.
Now, Lynn, our first topic for ear hustling today is actually going to be OceanGate. So this situation has got everyone out here in these streets thinking that they're a marine biologist, an oceanographer, Jack Cousteau, his motherfucking self, and according to Rick Ross, seologist. Yeah, that's right. I just said seologist. He made that a word. We're talking about that $5 footlong that lost its way at sea this week. Now, this is a super sad story, and we first want to offer condolences to the families of those that perished at sea this week, and for that, we will have a moment of silence. But ain't that some white people shit and some rich people shit to be going someplace that you just don't belong? You have got me all the way fucked up out here trying to find some underwater ghosts. Bitch, I don't even fuck with the ones on land, let alone the ones at sea. So OceanGate had this Titan submersible. We're calling it a submersible because it is not big enough to be qualified as a submarine.
So what was it? A tin can basically in the ocean?
Girl, and that's where the memes are going with all of this. If you look, and that is why I reference it as a $5 footlong. Again, condolences to the families, but this shit looked fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If I showed up to this shit and you told me I was going inside of that, nah, we gonna have to cancel.
Too terrified. Yes, I would be way too terrified.
Now, this story actually begins on Sunday, June 18th, with 5 people on board, and the Titan submersible went missing. The U.S. Coast Guard had been leading the search and hoping to find the vessel and its passengers unharmed. However, Thursday of that same week, debris from the vessel was found near the Titanic. Now, the Navy analyzed acoustic data in the area of the wreck, and they actually believed that the vessel imploded sometime on Sunday, which was the same day that the vessel was reported missing. Those on board the Titan were CEO Stockton Rush, who, I mean, we've got bones to pick with you. He was operating the vessel. There was also Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood and his 19-year-old son, Solomon Dawood, which is really sad. His wife was actually even speaking out this week as well in regards to the situation. And I believe she gave up her seat on the submersible for her son to go and explore instead.
Right.
Also on the submersible, British businessman Hamish Harding and French Titanic expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet. You think I said that right, Nargeolet?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Paul-Henri Nargeolet.
Now, a lot of folks have been up in arm about this entire situation, but then shit really hit the fan when they found out that OceanGate was using an Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch controller.
Wait.
To operate the vessel.
Wait, the same thing I used to operate Mario, they were using to operate a submarine with people's lives in there? Like, wait, what?
People were really like had it up to that point, because we'll get into the price point of all of this a little bit later, but there were so many things, and I especially like the Black community. You know, we not fucking around with shit like this. We can seek adventure by walking outside our door on any given day. All right. We do not need to deep dive into the sea to feel like we need some excitement or adventure. We simply need to exist outside the walls of our home and sometimes even inside our home.
Precisely.
But we also found out with this information, or as I was deep diving a little bit more, the US military actually uses game controllers like this to operate heavy machinery and even to deploy bombs sometimes. So it's not like it's totally out of the norm, but it is seem a little bit hood rich, okay?
A little.
Just
Gucci,
a little.
what is that saying? America is Gucci, Gucci belt or something. A third world country in a Gucci belt. Proof.
Dead ass. Now, while all of this was happening, while the search for the vessel was underway, OceanGate had the nerve to post a job opening for a submersible pilot marine technician on their website. And they were, quote, looking for strong, competent individuals.
Did gaming experience also be one of the requirements? Because I'm just still bugging.
We are searching for the ultimate gamers. If you have a gaming YouTube channel, please hit us up.
Like, what? This feels like an episode of like that show. What is it called? Black Mirror. Like, this is terrifying. This is terrifying.
So a former employee had actually come out after all of this OceanGate stuff was hitting the airways. His name is David Lockridge, and he was a former engineer and pilot, and he claims that he was fired after raising concerns about quality control and testing of potential flaws in that same submersible.
Wow.
He was actually sued by the company in 2018 off of statements that he made that the vessel's journeys were not safe to go down that deep, and Lockridge then countersued and stood by his claims, which of course we all now know to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's get into the price.
No.
If I am a member of one of the deceased that we lost on this submersible, I am asking for a fucking refund. I demand my money back because this excursion came with the hefty price tag of $250,000 per person.
American dollars? Like American money?
Not this shit again.
I just need to know, because with these price tags coming out lately, I need to know what kind of money this is in.
My goodness. $250,000. Again, if you've seen pictures of the vessel, if you've seen the limited space that they had, it's like for $250,000, you need to be affording a whole fucking submarine. Why are you out here trying to give me this little 6-inch sub when we could have the foot long?
Right. I'm just still, I feel like we could have gone in a smart car and had a safer expedition. God forgive me.
Oh, Lord. So again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the deceased. This is like truly just kind of like heinous thing that has popped up in the zeitgeist this week. But just wow, be careful out there, y'all. Vet some of these things. And the fact that OceanGate was even looking for pilots, like a new pilot, is like, who the fuck is taking this sub after this? Who the fuck is getting on that submarine after this? And the crazy thing is, there will be people.
Yeah, it was kind of like, it's deplorable, to be honest with you, like to be so heartless. But you know what they say, though, when you work for corporations, you know, you're literally replaced with them the next day. So I guess they proved us right.
Yeah.
Don't work too hard at work.
I know that's right. Speaking of poor decision making, Lynn, I think you're going to take us away on this next ear hustling topic.
Oh, gosh, here we go. So, as we all know, the great white hype, Conor McGregor, is being accused of sexual assault. Now, this all occurred on June 9th, 2023 in canceled Miami, Florida, as you recall. If not, listen to episode 1 where we canceled the state of Florida. So this was actually at the NBA Finals. So the Fire Crotch mixed martial artist was accused of sexual assault by an unidentified woman with what appears to be 613, aka blonde box braids. In videos that appear to be taken with cell phone cameras, we see McGregor go and grab the unidentified victim and lead her into the bathroom with another female in tow, who we now believe was a friend of the accuser. So all this right now, and we both have braids, which is really crazy because it's like we're supposed to stand with our braided sisters, but this story is just bananas.
Don't you be coming for that 613, all right?
613.
I was looking for a 613 27 blend.
Sunkiss. Yeah, she's rocking her 613s, but we're definitely not making fun of the situation. We're making fun of her 613s that were extremely, extremely blonde with potentially dark roots. So basically, you can see from the videos on TMZ too that he is shown grabbing her hand out of a crowd and leading her into the bathroom.
With TMZ on the case.
TMZ is on the case. They got videos, everything. So basically, they have a video of pre and post the alleged assault. The first video you see is him and her chatting it up. Then the second video you see, like, basically him grab her hands. And like I said, they go into the bathroom with a female in tow. There's bodyguards outside the door. We do not know what happens in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, but she said that she was able to escape once they're in the bathroom together. The victim claims that he tried to sodomize her as well as make her perform oral fellatio. So that the only reason she was able to get away basically is also because she said she elbowed him repeatedly. So I don't know if this victim is a training partner with Dustin Poirier because that's how she got away. Because she whipped that ass the way Raging Cajun Dustin Poirier did. Hey. So I don't know. Are they sparring partners? I don't know. But Mitchell, who is, I believe the attorney who is representing the victims, her name is Ariel Mitchell. She claims that her client basically was also guarded by the Miami Heat's bodyguards as well as the NBA. So I don't know if they're all working in tandem or what's going on there, but they're basically claiming that they facilitated the assault by helping McGregor, guarding the door, making sure she wasn't able to leave. It's just a whole debauchery.
Yeah, that's getting pretty messy there.
Yes. I feel like it's another like kind of Mariah Mills situation where you're tagging the NBA and all of that stuff just to,
Right. And if you know the NBA does not fucking play. Like they do not play with their name. They do not play with their image. Fuck around. You're going to find out when it comes to the NBA. So that is an interesting allegation that they've got going there.
Basically what we see is like Mitchell claims who her client only had no less than 6 drinks. So she says she does not even recall being led into the bathroom at that point.
Damn, I was about to say 6 drinks. That's woo.
Yeah, she said no less than 6 drinks. And, that's how she said she was, led into the bathroom, feeling that way. But also I was researching a bit deeper. So there was apparently talk of him taking her to his Four Seasons hotel room. So
after all of this happened,
this was prior to the assault. So she was under the guise that they were going to his hotel room, but instead he leads her to the bathroom.
Oh no.
Right. So I mean, I don't know, as this individual, the accuser, I don't know this situation. I mean, like, I just feel like who Conor McGregor is.
Yeah.
He has a very public relationship. He has 3 children. 1 on the way. So I feel like to fuck around and find out was definitely strong in this situation. I mean, like, to mix alcohol, a fighter, you know what I mean? I feel like that's just asking for trouble.
We've seen these kind of situations with your Pretty Boy Floyd and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just
Mike Tyson.
It's not okay to just like assume or expect, but damn, like you got to be careful. Women always have to be careful anytime we're in these kind of situations, but yeah.
It's that's what I said. Like, and the thing with consent, and I want people to understand this, like, you could be with a person literally inside and then decide to change your mind, and they have to respect that decision. You know what I mean? So even if she was with him and they were boning and she's like, okay, stop, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm uncomfortable, that is her right. He needs to respect that.
But then also, like, why are you trying to fuck somebody after 6 drinks? Like, that's just messy and sloppy, period.
Yeah.
You don't even try to find out what that's going to be like.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
Save it for the morning.
Yeah. Like, at least, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And that's the thing. What does she think was going to happen at his hotel room had they gone? You know what I'm saying? Like, were they going to play chess? Were they going to play Parcheesi, Jenga? It's like a social contract. You do not go to a guy's hotel room. That it's implied. If you're leaving to go to a hotel room, you guys have been drinking, what do you think is going to happen?
We're of this day and age that like consent, that we're teaching our young kids at this point the importance of consent. And I just kind of feel like adults need to sit into a sex education class. Like everyone needs to, you like how you have
Yeah.
HR at work. We need that for the dating world now these days because
Yes.
people are really just not even understanding the concept of this shit.
No.
And you know, I hate to be of the mindset of like, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's just like, let's all just be adults here.
You're right.
And let's all just, you know, 6 drinks in, probably not tonight. Hit me up in the morning.
Right.
Let me get
And
a
then-
shower first. Let me get that cold shower first, a couple of Advil, and we can make some decisions from there.
Yeah, take the morning after drink poop too. You know, you don't want to be doing that shit. But I just think
You're not trying to get in there locked and loaded.
not at all. I just think that these situations, they're so unfortunate because we always, here on this pod, we always stand for women. We always stand for the victims. That's our main concern, is protecting the innocent. It's a double-edged sword with this situation. Because what are you going to get? Like, honestly, like Conor McGregor's just looking to fuck. He's not going to wife you up. I'm sorry.
I mean, he already has a wife, yes?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he's not looking to just be like, hey, let's hang out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, you know, they're looking for what they want. They want, you know, vagina. And that's the life of a celebrity. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things. I mean, Gwen, what's the topic of bonnet sex?
Our last item on the menu of Ear Hustling today, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. We're talking about bonnet sex, and Lynn was like yesterday years old when she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And
I'm still today like
that. Make it make sense.
I need it.
So I wanted to bring up this conversation around Black women and our hair care when it comes to having sex. So the term bonnet sex is not something that I coined. It was from this person that I was talking to, loose quotes on that, because I didn't even kiss that man. He ain't getting none from me. And that stemmed from this conversation. So let's go ahead and call this guy Ryan. We happened to stumble upon the conversation of whether or not it's okay for women. And of course, this is, you know, specifically going to be targeting Black women, about wearing protective head wraps, bonnets, scarves while participating in sexual activities. He had termed the coin bonnet sex when he was referring to this, and went on to say that he hates that shit. He's not interested in fucking a girl if her head is wrapped. And when I tell you, I heard the record screech, scratch, and I lost any faint attraction that I may have been harboring for this man with the breadth of that statement. My face screwed up and I went in. Now, for the record, I would like to say that I am not a bonnet girly, okay? I will wear a headscarf like the white chocolate Nubian queen that I am, that thing tied up, bow at the top. I'm looking like it looks good. I could go outside with no complaints, okay? However, when the situation calls for it, I wear a bonnet if I must. Lynn, you saw me wearing a bonnet yesterday.
I love a Nubian goddess still, definitely.
I'm definitely that woman that as soon as she comes home, like shoes off, day clothes off, bonnet's coming on, scarf is coming on. Like it takes me all of like 5 minutes to like get house ready. Outside Gwen is not inside Gwen. All right. Like
two different people.
It's two different people. I can't stand to be in my makeup long, like get it off. I want my skin clear. I want my hair protected. I'm going to be comfortable in the confines of my own home. And so this kind of now began this conversation between Lynn and I of like, I'm wearing protective head wrap when I'm going to bed. I am. And if things heat up in the middle of the night and early night, that's just not coming off my fucking head. Now, Lynn referenced this earlier. We are both braided up right now. I am currently in a bonnet that's as long as that submersible that went down near the Titanic.
Oh my God.
It's fucking long. These are like some 20-inch things I got hanging from my scalp right now. So they need a protective and safe home. And I feel like when I was talking to Lynn about this, I think Black love is such an amazing and beautiful thing. Black love and the Black family has really been torn apart since our existence here in this country. And so one of the things that I find to be so beautiful and so sexy within the confines of Black love in a relationship is like when two motherfuckers are wrapping their hair together every night. Okay. When you're looking deep into your partner's eyes and your scarf is coming down on your forehead, his scarf is coming down, his do-rag is creating that crease in the center of his forehead. There is nothing more beautiful than two Black people falling in love and getting it in with the protection of their head being wrapped.
Can we cue Erykah Badu and some sage and incense right now? Because I feel like that's what it would smell like in that bathroom as you guys
in the bathroom. So, Lynn, please tell me that you're wrapping your head at night.
I mean, yeah, but if I'm getting it in, that head wrap is coming off faster than I'm taking off the panties.
The scarf's coming off before the draws.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's a one move thing for me. Like it's, you kind of sense the passion. So you're like, whoop.
Right hand on the wrap, left hand on the draws, and we're coming off at the same time.
It's a skill that I have acquired. So yeah,
clearly.
As far as the bonnet goes, when it's time to get jiggy with it, I'm not doing it. I'm a sucker for images. I like to look at myself in the mirror. So like I am that type of person that's like, wait, how do I look? Like,
Lynn's watching herself and not her partner.
I truly let me say something right now.
I'm turned on to me.
Yes. Let me say something right now. I want y'all to understand something. You need to look at yourself in a mirror when you are boning because you need to see your form, period. Thank me later.
It's
later.
Helpful.
It's extremely helpful. And you can see what you're doing. And then it's like, your own imagery for later.
Yeah.
So it's like depositing into your personal bank account.
Yeah. And look, there's a time and a place for it. I will not say that, the only time my man gets it is with my head wrapped. There might be a special occasion.
A birthday.
Might catch me.
Christmas, birthday,
summer equinox. All right. But here's the thing. Lynn, you braid your own hair, so maybe this is not a big thing for you. If you knew how long I sat in this fucking chair for these braids, if you knew how much money I spent on these fucking braids.
Yes.
All right. And if my hair is not braided up, it is a curly hairstyle, which is like a wash and go. That is nowhere as quick as a wash and go sounds. It is an entire process of washing the hair, styling the hair, allowing it to dry, and then tying that shit up in hopes that it will last for a week. Okay. Now you got me fucked up if you think I'm about to be doing a wash and go style on my hair if I just sat for like 8+ hours on some motherfucking braids and you think you about to smush my head and my hair into a pillow.
See, you're bugging.
You got me fucked up.
Call me pancake.
All the way fucked up. One thing that like when I knew like dudes really love me and like my husband will still to this day if I'm falling asleep on the couch be like, babe, wake up. Like, you got to do your skincare routine. You haven't even wrapped your hair. And I'm like, damn.
That is love.
That's love.
That's love.
I commend that. When you want my edges to be right, you love me.
Yeah.
And I love you back.
See, that's beauty. Yeah. Michael just found out what edges were like when I had to explain. Yeah. Like now he knows, obviously. Like now he's like, he will go around and he'll be like, oh, she has weave-in. Like, now he knows. But previously, like when the early stages of our relationship, my like blackness had to kind of be watered down because I didn't want to throw it too much. I felt like the Michelle Obama, when she was like, oh, I couldn't wear braids in the White House because they weren't ready for that. When you're dating outside your race as a Black woman, you can't divulge too much because I feel like they cannot process it.
Right. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Like it's not that it's bad or not digestible. It's just a lot to process.
It's different.
Yeah. It's a lot to process.
But you know what? Two things. I used to fuck around and do that dumb shit of not like wrapping my hair at night when I was like dating dudes back in college. And if I'm
Yeah.
going over for like a fucking sleepover. Now, this is when I was still on that creamy crack. Okay.
Oh, no.
And me and my girls, we had like at least every 2 to 3 weeks, like we're doing appointments to get that fucking new growth. And I'm using that just for me. No lie, conditioner, relaxer cream.
Just for me.
But we like when I was on the creamy crack, like I could do that shit. And I'm like sleeping on a pillow with my hair just kind of laid up or to the side to try to keep that shit fresh to wake up for the next day. But you know what I'm saying? You had a relaxer. Your edges didn't quite act up. But as soon as I got home, I would wrap that shit tight as fuck, like cutting off the circulation to my head to compensate for the night before. But white women are even wearing bonnets and protective styles with scarves and bonnets on their head now. This
so do you
white
think it's
woman
gonna be acceptable now for us?
Well, it's so interesting. I saw that shit like so I was scrolling through on socials and it was this white girl had on bonnet and I was like, oh my God. Like they let y'all do that? Y'all too do this? And it's a curly hair, putting in quotes, a curly hair, curly girl thing of putting the bonnet on the head. But there's even some white lady that started a satin or excuse me, a silk bonnet business where it's like nice and floral and decorative on the outside, but she's charging like $100 for this shit. And I was like, damn, like white women found out about bonnets and fucking gentrified that shit quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That's what I'm saying. Like with that whole, what was it? Miele, with that hair care stuff.
Yeah, the Miele Organics.
Yeah, that like one of my white friends texted me and she was like, "Oh my God, I love this oil. You got to use it." And she sends me a picture of that. I was like, "What the fuck is your spaghetti hair using this for?" And she's like, "Oh, it keeps away the frizz." I was like, girl,
angel hair pasta?
Yes. I was like, girl, if you do not go get some Oribe or some fucking like Aussie and call it a day and put that back on the shelf, like I can't. I cannot. I can't. No. Yeah.
Cannot.
But yeah, so now they're gentrifying bonnets. That's cute. That's cute.
I guess, but I'm like, I guess that means like, you know, we're all in this together.
I mean, are we though? Because
bonnet
like
wearers unite.
I guess. I mean, no.
Please no.
No.
Please stop.
I love you white people so much, but no, please stop. Don't take the bonnets from us. That's all we have.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to lead us right into your favorite segment, which is Take My Black Card Back. Now, if you're new here, Take My Black Card Back is where we address stereotypes within the Black community that might not necessarily align with ourselves. So, Lynn, I'll let you take it away first, as per usual, and we'll see who's going to get canceled this week.
It's not going to me. So, basically, I'm going to say, take my black card back, but I will not allow the batteries in the smoke detector to ever die. You will not come into my house, and it is not going to sound like an Ibiza house club mix with the consistent beep in the background. Okay? Those batteries will be changed expeditiously.
That is actually a really good one. I'm actually mad that I didn't get this one before you did, because that shit is so fucking true. That is like quintessential Black household with that fucking fire detector beeping.
Yeah.
I've been on, like, especially in the era of COVID, of too many Zooms, too many phone calls where I'm like, yo, I'm about to come over to your fucking house and change that shit myself. I cannot fucking take it.
Dude, yeah.
You and I both have dogs. So, you know, like as soon as that beep starts going off, it's shit on the floor.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then I'm not trying to, like, it's an agonizing sound. And it's just like, I remember I literally stopped talking to a dude because I went over to his apartment and I was like, what the fuck is that? He was like, oh, it's a smoke detector. I said, it's a C battery. That's all you need. You go get a fucking C battery, you put it in there. And I left. The end of that relationship.
Never to go back. I mean, that's cause for cancellation.
Yeah. It ended up being Michael B. Jordan. I'm kidding. He ended up being Michael B. Jordan.
All right. Well, take my black card back, but you're going to find me off in a forest somewhere, hugging on some trees. I'll go camping. I prefer to glamp, but I will definitely go camping. I'm a tree hugger. I'm a tree lover. And I'm here for nature-ish. And yeah, You'll find me out there in those wooded streets.
That's cute. Because
You could
Texas
just
Chainsaw
fucking-
Massacre was out there. Like, I'm not like.
Now hold up. Like, I'm not one of them bitches that hears the sound is gonna go running towards it. Don't try to play me on that. I hear that. I've got the car unlocked. I'm inside that bitch and we can head home early. I'll leave the shit in the tent. It's fine. It can be replaced.
See, now that brings me to my number 2. Take my black card back. But I am the one that if I hear a noise, I'm fucking investigating. But I'm gonna have my hammer with me. Clickety clow. I hear sounds all the time in my house. Like Michael will be gone at like softball or whatever, and I will hear noises. And I get my big dog and I get the hammer and I go investigate the sound.
You're fucking crazy.
I know. I'm the one that it would be like fucking like Freddy Krueger in my kitchen. And I would just be standing there like, oh my gosh, you know, oh my God.
Not with that hammer in your hand. You better get to fucking work.
Well, what's it do? It's like if Freddy Krueger, that means I'm asleep. So my hammer ain't gonna do nothing. It's probably gonna turn into like water anyway. You know, like those fucking nightmares where you're trying to close the door and the door just is too small. Like I feel like it would be the same scenario. My hammer wouldn't do anything. But yes, I go towards the noise. I don't care where it is. Like anywhere, I'll go towards the noise.
You trip.
I think that's why I have like Napoleon issues myself, because I think I'm tough, but I'm not. That's why I go towards the noise.
How tall are you?
5'7" and a half.
In them platforms.
I'm 5'7".
And those 5-inch platform heels.
If anybody tells you elsewise, they fucking lie. I'm 5'7". I'm 21.
On stilts talking about 5'7". I'll back up to 21.
Wait.
We 21.
Real talk. Let me tell y'all how tall I am just real fast. I am 5'11". Real talk. And I have really, really long hair naturally. And I'm 21. That's me.
That is Lynn. That's her.
I'm 5'11". Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to take your black card for those, but here's mine.
Tell me yours.
Take my black card back, but I do not find Idris Elba attractive.
How do I end a podcast? Like mid podcast? Do I just stop it? Like, what do I do? Because that's the most blasphemy bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
I don't get it. And I don't like, he's not ugly, but I just really do not find him attractive.
What are you like? What number are you saying he is? Like, say he's like, hey, boo, what am I? 1 through 10.
He's like a 6. But really like a 5. Like I really just
a 5?
A 6. I'll give you a 6. For me, no.
A 5 or a 6?
Let's say 6, because I really don't want y'all to come for me on this, but no. I don't know. I don't get it. And it was so funny because like for the longest, like I was hearing people talking about it, like, oh, Idris Elba. And it was so funny. I was out at the club in LA with my sister, and my sister's like, oh my God, it's Idris Elba. And I was like, that's who the fuck y'all niggas are talking about?
What?
Him?
What?
Is the fuck who y'all talking about?
I'm sorry. That man literally could tell me to literally just go sweep the fucking beach or eat a jean jacket, and I would do so.
Okay.
Go sweep the beach, Lynn. Okay. Eat a jean jacket. Yes, sir.
I'm here for, Will Smith's Fresh Prince days. I'm here for Lenny Kravitz.
So those are 10s.
I mean, it's not necessarily a 10, but it's definitely higher up than Idris Elba on there.
Then who's a 10?
That's facts. He's not black, so I'm not even gonna. My 10 is Jason Momoa. My 10 is Roman Reigns. They're the same person. I'll take them both.
That's your 10?
Yeah, hard 10. Hard fucking 10.
My hard 10 is I don't have a hard 10.
That's man, girl.
These niggas average.
No, that's a man. He's got fucking muscles. I could climb him. That's a man. He's a 10.
I feel like I literally could slap the shit out of him and he'd be like, why would you do that to me? He looks like a sensitive ass bitch. Like, I'm sorry. And to dog Lisa Bonet.
We will get into this later. We will get into this later.
Jason Momoa.
We love you, Lisa. You are our goddess. You are our North Star. Like, it gets no higher than that. So I'm not here for that. However, that makes him an eligible bachelor in these streets. And for that.
No, he's not eligible.
Hey, Jason.
Jason, don't listen to us. You're the one person I told to listen to us. But Idris Elba, if you out there, listen to me.
So that's, Lynn's canceled.
Mm-mm.
So
No, I'm
thanks
not.
so
You
much.
are. No, you are. Because, okay, you guys, you're going to have to vote once again. You guys chose to cancel me for what reason? I do not know. It's giving jealousy to me.
Okay.
You guys are being fucking haters, but let's vote. We'll have another poll up. You guys vote and tell me why you think Gwen was canceled this time.
And now we move on to the last segment of the show, which is canceled and clemency. So we are coming at y'all and letting y'all know who we think deserves to be canceled and who we are granting clemency to this week. Lynn, you are actually going to start us off with this one. And yeah, this was a tough one.
We struggled.
Yeah.
We genuinely struggle with this one because to tear down a Black man in a world that consistently does so the moment they leave their homes was not something we wanted to do.
Mm-mm.
But as we do with everything, we are here to be transparent and honest. And although this man aesthetically is what I think is the most perfect specimen alive, this sumptuous Nubian god, carefully crafted of ginger snaps and brown sugar. He unfortunately doesn't. Yeah. Yes. And we're speaking of Jonathan Majors, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is tough because I felt
your voice cracking. There's a tear coming down your eye right now, girl. Are you okay?
This is tough because Atticus, we all fell in love with him. Love calf crunchy. You know what I mean? Like he was that symbol, that strong Black man that, we could all just be like, yes, take my panties.
We were all here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say in regards to this. It's just really hurtful. I mean, he unfortunately does not share the same sentiment about us that we do about him.
Ooh, she said that.
I did, Jonathan, because you already canceled, so I might as well get into it. We know you do not like chocolate unless it becomes your safety net. And we are speaking of you utilizing Meagan Good's good name, no pun intended, for your safety blanket. Yep. The safety blanket.
So talk to us about this. We know that Jonathan Majors is going to be going to court, I believe, August 3rd.
Right.
He is facing allegations of
assault.
Abuse.
Yeah, I think assault. Yeah.
Yeah. And we heard about this back in April. There was video footage that came out. The victim that came out against him was saying that he had pulled her finger, twisted her arm, had choked her. There were a lot of different allegations, and she ended up going to a New York City hospital to be treated for these injuries, these minor injuries that she was showing. And the New York City police had been called in and basically were showing some racial bias towards Jonathan once they arrived onto the scene, and things really kind of escalated quickly. Now, I think that one of the things that we were also confused about is that these allegations came through. She was pressing charges, but then was sending text messages to him like the very next day saying, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I told him that this didn't happen." But as the NYPD continued to get involved with the situation, things escalated, moved quickly, and they're moving forward with this trial. And also several other victims, alleged abuse victims, are now coming forward.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those situations, and Bill Cosby is a piece of shit. I just want to put that out there for, his assault on women. But I feel like this is one of those situations again where it's like this guy that we upheld them as these, Black kings in our community, like these strong figures, and then they turn around and fuck around and have this shit. Like, it's just one of those situations where it's like you're trying to understand why. But now I feel like where this discontentment came with not just like me, but I know you also kind of share the same sentiment that he is using Meagan Good to show, get a good standing with the Black community. I feel like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like to get the support that he needs, because everyone knows prior to Megan Good, this man has never touched a Black woman before.
Never.
I'm going to say I have
More than likely, nah.
more than no, because looking at his pre-pictures before his glow up, he ain't.
Girl. Yeah. Those before and afters, woo.
Yeah.
Once again, was trying to use Pythagorean's theorem to try and figure out how that went to that. I
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out.
No.
So the alleged victim is his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, who is a white woman. And apparently the other victims that have been coming forward are other white women as well.
Yes.
And it's really just interesting to see, Megan Good is just, I don't want to say recently divorced. I think back in 2021, they announced
separated. Yeah.
The separation between her and her husband, then husband, Devon Franklin. And then by June of 2022, the divorce was final. So when I heard that they were together and I saw that they were together, I was like, damn, that was quick. That was fast. But in actuality, it's been since 2021. So I get it. It's, it's timely. It's fine. But I was so caught off guard as to why Megan Good would be up in the mix with this man after these allegations, and also trying to figure out what the fuck she was thinking, walking hand in hand with this man in court.
I know. But you know what? I think he gravitated towards her because she's extremely unproblematic. And obviously he has found out that certain white women are problematic. So, and also we don't know, like maybe were they talking prior? Is that what probably caused the argument? You know what I mean? Between him and his ex-girlfriend, like the timing is just it's sequentially soon, if you ask me.
People are speculating that might be like he was going to tell her to really just kind of solidify and break things off, and things just kind of escalated from there.
Right.
I know that Jonathan's defense team had stated that there are videos stating that she was chasing after him and was being aggressive and abusive towards him, and that she should have been the one that was being arrested. But I guess we're just going to see how things unfold with this August trial date that he has. But I don't know. It's looking a little funny to me. It's looking a little fishy. Seeing him and Megan Good together really had me scratching my head. I'm not really seeing what's going on, but it's just so crazy to see that like men like that always going for these relationships with white women. And then when shit hits the fan, where are they going?
Woman. Yeah, they go home. Where do you go when you're in trouble? You go home. You come from a Black vagina, that's home.
And Black women consistently having to throw on that superwoman cape and come to the rescue for things like this is just a little exhaustive.
Yeah, that's why
I'm over it.
That's why I crossed the rainbow. I went to the other side of the spectrum. Because I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. Sorry, Megan. You're acting like Captain Save-A-Ho right now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, if you're happy, I'm happy for you, but what is going on? Now, Jonathan had actually been dropped from his management after these allegations had come out. The Army, or I think it was the Army or the Navy, had previously had commercials that were starring majors. Those have been dropped and they're not showing them anymore. And even the Avengers, he's supposed to be in the upcoming Avengers movies that was supposed to come out in 2025, which I think has now been pushed back to May of 2026. So this is a pretty hefty. There's a lot that's on the line for this. And we're going to see how this folds out.
But you know what my question is, I think, in regards to that is, say, it's proven he's innocent, because that's what we do in this country. You're innocent until proven guilty, even though we treat people the complete antithesis of that. Say he's innocent. He lost everything. He lost his name. And that's the one thing I was always taught to never play about, is my name and my reputation. Yeah. And he's built up a beautiful reputation. You have to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? He went in Lovecraft Country. He made that show phenomenal with Journey Smollett. Like, the whole cast just elevated. He becomes this sweetheart. He's in, the Ant-Man movie. Like, he's just casted these large roles. He's in movies with Idris Elba, The Harder They Fall. And then now this is what happens. Like, so his name.
Good luck to Jonathan.
But you're still canceled.
Yeah. Megan, don't have us canceling you too. I mean,
I know.
They say guilty by association. Just be careful, y'all.
Yeah.
And we'll see what unfolds.
Hope we're wishing for him. We're wishing good, but this is just, it's looking sticky, bruh.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bruh.
Sorry, bruh.
So canceling Jonathan Majors. So that means we're moving on to our clemency. And this week we are granting clemency to Brian Saz. Now, if this name does not sound familiar to you, you might know him as the stepson of Hamish Harding, who was one of the billionaires that was on board OceanGate's Titan submersible. As we stated earlier in the show, everyone and anyone had something to say about this OceanGate scenario, and Brian Saz came up on the chopping block, not once, but twice, like several times. So this leads me to believe that y'all really didn't have much to do this past week, and productivity at work had to be at an all-time low because the internet just kept it coming. So Brian was under fire for attending a Blink-182 concert amid the frenzy of the OceanGate search. All of this really came to a head when Cardi B hopped on the bandwagon with a lot to say.
Oh,
so here's some of the things that Cardi had to say. Don't
talk about my girl like that.
Look, no disrespect. I'm going to get into that in a second. So Cardi B is coming up and saying, "You supposed to be at the house sad. You should be crying for me. You supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. Isn't it sad that you a whole fucking billionaire and no one gives a fuck about you? Like, you missing, but motherfuckers is ready to shake dicks at a concert. I'd rather be broke and poor, but knowing I'm loved." So Brian fired back. He was on all socials, on Instagram. He was posting videos on Twitter. He was posting these tweets. He tweeted Cardi B, "What a piece of shit, trashy celeb. Cardi B trying to get clout off me and my family suffering. I went to a Blink-182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class." He also, in another tweet, said, "Cardi B, we all know your latest releases are trash, but is your career this desperate for attention now?"
He went ham.
He went
ham.
Now, in a video that had been circulating on socials, he was quoted saying, "The submarine is stuck to the damn Titanic. There's nothing I can do." And on Facebook, he posted with the photo of him at the Blink-182 concert, "It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink-182 show as it's my favorite band and music helps me in difficult times."
Aww.
Now, he definitely came at Cardi a bit aggressively. And for that, Brian, I'm going to need for you to sit your ass down. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know how familiar you are with Cardi B, but she beats bitches' asses. So I'm going to just need for you to chill, bruh. You don't want no smoke with her.
Wait, she's on probation. So maybe that's probably why he said, "Let me run my mouth," because she ain't going to throw hands.
She not going to come for me.
He's strategic. He's strategic. I get it.
Now, however, Brian went on to state that he only had $100 to his name and that he doesn't even have a passport. So there was no way that he even could have been in proximity of the happenings with the submersible.
Right.
Which I think is a great reminder for all of us, is that you don't know what you don't know. A couple of episodes ago, we were talking about PETA and how they were inserting themselves into other people's business, but y'all are now acting just as bad.
Yes.
And he really had me at "the submarine is stuck to the damn Titanic. There's nothing I can do."
Wait, that's where he had you? Not when he told an OnlyFans model that...
Girl, I was not going to bring this up. This is not bode well for the clemency, but continue.
But you know what? Sex is a great healer, so maybe he told...
Tell him what the OnlyFans girl said.
So an OnlyFans model tweeted at your boy and told him to come sit on it. And he said, "Yes, please." So that, him going to a concert, I feel like he's low-key God forgive me for saying this, living like a Menendez brother.
But here's the thing, though. And I feel like once he posted that, I'm here with him and I hear him, there's nothing that he can do. this is his stepdad. So obviously he's not even that close in on the situation with his stepfather, and maybe not even that close with his mother, especially if you're commenting on the fact that you literally have like $100 to your name. Right.
Right.
So one thing that was really starting to grind my gears that I was seeing a lot in the comment section is that like people were really kind of going in on Brian's rebuttals and calling him out on his odd behavior and responses and stating that he was probably on the spectrum because of this. And for that, I was just kind of like, and like, so what? And do me a favor and remind me, like, what the fuck does that have to do with you?
Seriously.
I feel like things are just kind of going a little bit too far with this.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's just like he has a cell phone. Obviously he's taking pictures. He's got a cell phone. If someone needed to call him, if something was coming up, he's easily reachable. But y'all don't know this man's life, his relationship with his stepfather, his financial standing, and that man probably spent the last of his last to purchase some back row seats at a Blink-182 concert. All right. Yeah. So let that man live, because in the face of death, what else is there to do? So Brian says, we grant you clemency. Turn up that Blink-182, rock the fuck out, shake your dick at that concert, and RIP to your stepdaddy.
And his colleagues, yes. We send you major condolences for that. But we also do hope you were able to sit on that OnlyFans space or vice versa. However you may like it.
Goodbye. And with that, you all, we bid you adieu. Okay.
Adieu.
So we have reached the end of another amazing episode of Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? Now, I know you guys are going to miss us, but in the meantime and in between time, do not forget to follow us on socials at _ Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? Remember, we want to hear from you guys. Let us know if there's someone that you want to cancel or someone that you want to grant clemency to, celebrity or real life status. Don't forget, you can always pop up in our DMs, and also let us know why we should be taking your black card back. And now you can find us anywhere where pods are found, because not only are we on Spotify, baby. Yes. Like, subscribe, give us 5 stars. Again, 5-star bitches up in here.
Seriously.
You can also find us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Okay.
Ooh,
we out here, y'all. We out here.
Find us, like us, love us, be with us.
So hang tight, y'all. Until next time. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.